What would you do if the woman you swore to love forever, the one sleeping peacefully beside you, was living a double life? The glowing screen of my phone, illuminating the dark bedroom at 2 a.m., held the answer. 8. A notification, a text from an unknown number, flashed across the lock screen. Can't wait for our weekend in Miami, baby. Miss you. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat in the suffocating silence. Beside me, Sarah stirred, her breathing even, oblivious. But the name in the text mark was anything but. It was the name of her new business partner, a man she'd been spending an alarming amount of time with. The mystery wasn't if she was cheating, but how deep the betrayal ran, and what I would find if I dared to unlock her world. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The humiliation hit me like a physical blow, a cold, sickening wave that left me gasping for air. Sarah, my wife of 10 years, the woman I'd built a life with in our quiet suburban home in Dallas, Texas, was a stranger. The text was just the beginning. Over the next few weeks, her behavior became increasingly erratic. Late-night work calls from her home office, always with the door shut. Her phone, once left carelessly on the counter, was now glued to her hand, face down. She started dressing differently, a new spark in her eyes that wasn't for me. Our conversations became clipped, her answers evasive. The warmth that once filled our home on Elm Street had been replaced by a chilling indifference. I started looking, not actively at first, but little things. A receipt for a high-end restaurant in downtown Dallas, the Mansion Restaurant on Turtle Creek, a place we hadn't been to in years, tucked into her purse. The date on it was a Tuesday night she claimed to be working late. Then, a hotel keycard from the Ritz-Carlton, South Beach, Miami, fell out of her jacket pocket. My blood ran cold. Miami. The text. It was all clicking into place, a horrifying mosaic of deceit. When I confronted her, she became a master manipulator. "You're being paranoid, David," she'd say, her voice dripping with feigned hurt. "It's just work." Mark is a demanding client. She'd turn it around, accusing me of being insecure, of not trusting her. The gaslighting was relentless, making me doubt my own sanity even as the evidence mounted. She made me feel small, foolish, and utterly alone. The villains, Sarah and this Mark, seemed untouchable, their secret world impenetrable. I remember one night, sitting in our living room, the TV a blur of meaningless noise, the silence between us deafening. I felt a profound, soul-crushing despair. My loyal heart, once so full of love and trust, was shattered. I cried silently into the worn fabric of our sofa, the weight of her betrayal crushing me. But in that moment of absolute brokenness, something shifted. The pain hardened into resolve. I wasn't just going to survive this, I was going to make sure she regretted every single lie. My revenge began quietly, meticulously. I hired a private investigator, a discreet man named Frank from Lone Star Investigations off Commerce Street. He was good, too good. Within weeks, I had a dossier, photos of Sarah and Mark hand-in-hand laughing, entering a luxury condo building in Brickell, Miami, receipts for expensive gifts, not from me, flight manifests, and then the voicemail. It was on Mark's phone, accidentally left by Sarah, a breathless confession of love and plans for their future, a future that explicitly excluded me. Frank had managed to get a copy. Armed with irrefutable proof, I began setting my traps. I consulted with a sharp divorce attorney, Ms. Eleanor Vance, whose office overlooked the bustling streets of downtown Houston. She specialized in high-asset divorces and had a reputation for ruthlessness. We meticulously documented every asset, every shared investment, every detail of Sarah's infidelity. I also started subtly leaking information to a few key people in our social circle, planting seeds of doubt, letting the truth fester. I wanted her reputation to crumble before her financial world did. The public exposure was brutal. It started with a carefully timed anonymous email to the board of the charity Sarah chaired, attaching some of Frank's less explicit photos and hinting at unethical conduct. The whispers began. Then, during a tense mediation session in a sterile conference room in the Dallas County Courthouse, I played the voicemail. The one she left on Mark's phone? The one where she detailed their affair? Her contempt for me, her plans to leave me penniless. The sound of her voice, sweet and seductive, filled the room. Sarah froze. Her face, usually so composed, drained of all color. Mark, who was also present with his own lawyer, looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. The fallout was catastrophic. Charity board demanded her resignation. Our friends distanced themselves. The divorce proceedings, fueled by the irrefutable evidence of her infidelity and financial scheming, went entirely in my favor. The judge, a stern woman named Judge Thompson, presiding over the 160th District Court in Dallas, awarded me the house, the majority of our assets, and even ordered Sarah to pay a significant portion of my legal fees. Her carefully constructed world, built on lies and manipulation, imploded. She was emotionally, socially, and legally destroyed. I watched her across the courtroom, a hollow shell of the woman I once loved, her arrogance replaced by a desperate, defeated stare. I never spoke to her again after that day. I sold the house on Elm Street, moved to a new city, and started over. The pain eventually faded, replaced by a quiet, haunting sense of justice. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear her voice, breathless and full of deceit, echoing in the silence. The end.